I walked away from my full-time job and have been doing this for 3 years. It has been the scariest, but also the most joyful time in my life. I feel scared, I feel excited, I feel nervous, I feel happy, I feel sad, all of those feelings. But at the end of the day, I'm proud. I'm proud of where I'm at.
I'm so excited to introduce this week's guest, Marii Lang. We are in this beautiful space, Aloha Banktel in Wicker Park. How amazing is this space?
So cute.
Marii is CEO and founder of Swirl and Sparkle Enterprises. She's a Chicago powerhouse. Yes, you are, doll. And we are here talking about entrepreneurship and how to empower women and starting their own businesses. Marii, thank you so much for being here.
I'm honored that you chose me, so thank you for having me.
So I just want you to share with us your journey. You created a product, Swirl and Sparkle, which, by the way, guys, I love. I use it on my brushes. It really does clean, especially those sponges, those beauty blenders. Oh my gosh, those things really can get just nasty.
Yeah.
Your product has honestly, and I could say this because I've used it, is amazing. Tell me a little bit about your journey and how you got started with all of it.
Sure. So with anything in your life, if you see something that doesn't work or doesn't fulfill this need that you have in your life, what do? You do your research. You do your own little experimentation with making stuff. And that's something that I've always been, kind of really good at, problem solving and how do I make this better? And with washing my brushes, I'm just an everyday user. I'm not a makeup artist, and which is so funny because that's the first thing people ask me when they know, when they hear about my business. Are you a makeup artist? I'm like, actually no, but I knew I needed to clean my brushes, so I can only imagine the struggles of other makeup artists or people who love to wear makeup all the time, and it sucks. It's such a tedious task. You spend all this time, all this money, all this water on it, and you are left unfulfilled. Your brushes, they're flipping through, and you're there's still brown stuff in the middle. How is this possible?
There's still that dirt, and that dirt is just literally going onto your face.
Yes, and the residue, it just doesn't give it that clean slate to do what it's supposed to do. Having, dead skin, old makeup, bacteria that's floating in the air, it's gonna land onto your makeup brushes. So it's just one of those things where I was, it just made me think, I'm well, what's out there? And I tried everything, and I was there was nothing that was just easy, fast and easy. And then there was nothing out there that I really felt was more on the all-natural side that I wanted to go. Because when we think about our skin being the largest organ,
that's true.
Everything we put on our skin, it's just going straight to our bloodstream. So having these tiny little steps in our beauty routine, it all matters.
Where does your passion for beauty come from? Because that's not where you started from the beginning.
No, like I said, I'm not beauty product savvy at all. I'm very simple in my beauty regimen, but it's the beauty community that has actually really stirred my passion, because it's about the people, it's about the creatives, how they're expressing their art in the form of makeup, and how beauty products can make you feel as individuals. Beauty is on the outside, but it's also on the inside. How does this make me feel?
Yeah.
And those simple little things, like a pretty lip color that just makes your whole face light up, little things like that, and the power of that was really what drew me to the community. And the community has been so supportive, so encouraging. It's mind-blowing, and it's opened up so many different partnerships, different collaborations, different connections I never would have thought would be possible.
As a business owner, even let's just say as a woman, because we have so many different roles, right? One of the things that I had been experiencing lately, and you can elaborate on this, is just how I've been building my business and being an entrepreneur. And everybody thinks that being an entrepreneur is so fun and so glamour and so this. And I've had sleepless nights. I've had anxiety attacks. I've had so many different emotions nervousness, how am I gonna do this, questioning myself. Are those some of the things? Am I alone thinking this?
Absolutely not. And that's one thing about, again, the community, the women empowerment, supporting each other, we're better together movement is so important, because a lot of times with social media, it's so easy to put the perfect photo out there, the perfect caption, but in the background, we're like, I'm not really feeling it, and you feel this pressure to always perform and always be perfect. And being in this business and creating my own business, and now meeting other women who have already been established, who are thinking about doing, who are along the same path I am in years of establishment. Like, you need to see all of those different journeys to then be able to be like, okay, I'm okay. I'm not alone, and it's okay. Like, every business that I've had has helped set me up for where Swirl and Sparkle is. So just being real with yourself and knowing that I'm not going to do it perfect. It's not going to be easy, but at the end of the day, do I still want to do this? Yeah. Can I still wake up the next day or go to sleep
100%,
sleeplessly and like feel that passion burning inside? Is this itch ever going to be scratched? If you don't do it, you won't know.
I had a young man reach out to me wanting to, start his own, get into the real estate realm. And it's in any business. I have now just, dibbling and dabbling in several different businesses, and being an entrepreneur myself, it's really about hard work, and it's really about taking risks, because if you don't take that risk, you're never gonna know. And speaking of risks and talking about risks, what has been one of the most major risks that you've taken on this journey, going into your own business and starting Swirl and Sparkle?
So with side hustles, you do that while you're working a full-time job. It's a luxury.
Amen to that one. Hold on. Can we cheers to that one, Marii, please? Like, that is so true. Okay, hold on. I had to really gulp that one down.
Yes.
You have to have side hustles, and that's the key. Talk more about that.
So I was doing Swirl and Sparkle as my side hustle for a year. Mm-hmm. I worked a full-time job. I worked 60 hours a week. I came home at 7, made dinner for my husband, went to work until about midnight, 1 o'clock, went to bed, woke up at 5, did my side hustle, got ready for work. Like, this was every single day. And guess what? I was like thriving. I was so happy to just be busy, but also choosing what I was spending my time on doing. Like, we all have hobbies, and this was something that I was like, all right, if this could be a revenue generating thing, great. But if it's not, it's okay too, because I will make it for myself, or I'll make it for friends. So with that 1 year of just like exploring the market, exploring the community, I felt like this was where I needed to be. And to answer your question, the biggest risk was actually telling my husband, like, this is what I really want to do. And also, knowing that this could really affect our family financially, emotionally, all of those other aspects of our lives, right? Like,
that go into a marriage.
Absolutely, that partnership, yeah. And we've been together for 21 years this year, and there's been a lot of give and take. It's a lot of give and take. He had his moments, and I supported him, and so this was my time to take this next step in exploring my passion. And he 100% stepped up and said, yeah, let's do this, because if you don't, how will you ever know? And so I walked away from my full-time job and have been doing this for 3 years. It has been the scariest, but also the most joyful time in my life. Like, I have my old coworkers, and they just look at me and they're like, you're just glowing. Like, how are things going? And just tell me all about it. Like, having that support and excitement for my projects and my business, it keeps you going, and you need to really be able to find the right people who can do that for you. Yes, support you, encourage you, but also challenge you too. You can't just only have one type of people that are in your life, right? You can't have just the cheerleaders, because what about the times when it's just finding that balance. Totally.
You need to have that person that's going to tell you the truth on what's really, what's really okay. Like, stop, sis. Like, you need to like really look in the mirror and see maybe this isn't working out, maybe this, and then you do need your cheerleaders, your support. A congratulations to you, because you've been through all those moments. You're at 3 years with Swirl and Sparkle now. For someone that just came up with a thought and then it became an idea, it came up in an idea, a thought, and then you actually put it into place. And 3 years later now you're celebrating your journey and your product that's doing very well. Can just tell me more about that. Tell me, like, how do you feel? What were your emotions when you came up to the 3-year anniversary?
It's a mixed bag.
Let's shake it
up. I mean, there's moments where like, wow, I made 3 years. Like, we had this amazing party. All these people came out to celebrate. And like, this is amazing. Like the community that I have built and cultivated, and you know, like, but at the same time, it's like, holy shit, like it's been 3 years and I'm not where I thought I would be or where I feel like I should be. But those emotions, you need to let yourself feel it, because it's all part of the process. So at the end of the 3 years, like, all right, that's usually when businesses, you know, either fold or that's when they know that let's take this up a few notches. So that fear, how am I going to use that? Am I going to use that to continue driving me to do the next big thing? Or is it just going to be like, all right, I think I'm, you know, it played its part. So yeah, like it's a really hard question to answer, because there's just, I feel it all. I feel scared, I feel excited, I feel nervous, I feel happy, I feel sad, you know, like all of those feelings. But at the end of the day, like I'm proud of where I'm at, and I need to remind myself of that. And I will, you know, feeling fulfilled, where does that come from? It comes from inside. Like it's really a reflection on where you, who you are now, where have you started, and like having those, again, those little markers in your life. And no, celebrate all of the success, but also celebrate the less, you know, pretty points of your life.
So Marii, before I end this, I ask everyone the same question. What does smart is the new sexy mean to you?
I think that means that sexy and smart isn't just on the outside anymore. I feel like it comes from within. When we feel smart, when we feel sexy, we exude that. And then we can share the same feeling. Like if I'm feeling good, I want you to feel good, and I will compliment you. I mean, a compliment goes such a long ways. Like I feel like it's the easiest thing you can do. So like being smart is doing something like that. It's like, how can I help someone feel good about themselves, and make them feel sexy? Because when, I don't know, I just feel like when we are all kind of on the same path and same wavelength, we can do so much more together.
I love it. Like, you know, it's funny, but it's been almost like a consistent message. Like it's more of a substance. The answers that I have received from people has been more of on a substance level. And I love that. I love how the conversation and how the mindset is been shifting on men and women across the board. I loved having this conversation with you. We have talked about so much, and thank you and congratulations again on Swirl and Sparkle. There you have it, guys. Marii with an I, 2 I's. Marii, please tell them how you could find your Swirl and Sparkle product online, where they need to go. So if you don't mind sharing that, because I love the product, and anything that I love and stand behind, I love to share it with the masses.
Thank you, that means a lot. So yeah, right now mostly Etsy, so if you search Swirl and Sparkle, all spelled out. If you go to Instagram has been actually our main mode of advertising. We really don't even use our website anymore because Instagram just fulfills all of that. But the link is in our bio, so it'll be an easy click to shop. But yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Click on or subscribe to the links below, so you either follow me on Instagram, click on my YouTube or my website. And if you have any other questions or any information that you want to learn about Swirl and Sparkle, as Marii said, you could find her on Etsy or Instagram, or you can contact me, and I have no problem connecting you to her. So until we meet again, thank you guys.